Begin this hour with this developing story coming out of the northwest. A 14-year-old child is amongst the 14 illegal miners arrested in Stilfontein when they attempted to resurface from a disused mine. The zamas, all Mozambican nationals, used shaft 10, which is linked to shaft 11, currently being monitored. The illegal miners say life underground has been difficult. Some claim that they've been kept underground against their will. Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko Mhlaba is joining us now from Stilfontein, and he joins us live. Ziniko, very good morning to you. Tell us about what happened last night, how you guys got this tip-off, what some of those illegal miners were telling you, and what we expect to happen today.
Good morning, Aldril. Well, we got calls from the spokesperson of SAPS, Colonel Atlanta Mate, at about 11 p.m. as we are all fast asleep, and she told us that there are some arrests which had been made by law enforcement agencies in the vicinity where they are closed shut. And of course, we rushed to the scene, and on our arrival, indeed, we found about 14 illegal miners who had been apprehended by police officers. And of course, the first thing we needed to do was just to verify, where they were coming from. The police were still searching them. And of course, we were given an opportunity to speak to them to get more details about their ordeal underground, but also get a sense of their background. One individual, was recruited in Mpumalanga in Middelburg, a few months ago. And of course, he shared some personal story in terms of how he got, to find himself in Stilfontein. Let's take a listen to this gentleman who shared his story with me as we started interviewing those individuals last night on the scene.
Ya kulomsebenzi kahle kahle lamasuthu bangithole eMiddelburg, mina bayangithembisa umsebenzi kunomsebenzi. Manje ngiyamangala kusukela eMiddelburg uzalana. Ngiyabona ama distance akona. Masifuna complaina nyana kaphuma isibhamu lapha. Bebahamba nequantum. Basifaka lapha kulomgodi. Manje ukudla kusangeni sine 3 months singadli, siphila ngeColgate. Amapolisa bazama ukufaka ukudla, amasuthu bathatha lokudla lokho.
So that's one gentleman was recruited in Mpumalanga. And of course, as we spoke to several others, Aldrin, we found out that actually the recruiters who were said to have been driving a minibus white quantum, in terms of trying to recruit individuals to come and work here. We also heard that some of them were recruited in Johannesburg, in disused, but also in Alexander. But what was very worrying, Aldrin, was the fact that none of these gentlemen knew where they were going. That's number one. They didn't know what kind of job they had been they would be doing once they get to Stilfontein, and they only realized once they got into the mining shafts themselves. That's when they were told that they needed to go underground. So at that point, there was no turning back for them. They could not decline the job offer. And of course, they told us that once you started complaining, once you started saying that you're no longer interested in the job offer, they will be pointed with guns. And of course, they ended up going underground without any option or withdrawing their services of wanting to go back home. The gentleman from Mpumalanga said that he was found as he was walking around some of the places they use to market where they camp and wait for potential employers to come and identify them for potential gardening jobs and stuff like that. And then he was advised that there are some jobs in Gauteng, in Johannesburg to be specific. So he hopped onto that particular minibus quantum, and of course on his way, when he saw that they were passing Johannesburg, then that's when he started getting worried. That's when he started asking questions, inquiring where exactly was he taken to. And he also told us that when he left, he only told his wife that I just got an offer in Johannesburg, so I need to rush and secure that job. And ever since then, he never got an opportunity to communicate with his wife, whom he shares 4 kids with. So those are some of the insights information we gathered from illegal miners as we started engaging them last night.
Okay, so does this mean that they were never compensated for the work, so-called work that they've done? And just quickly give us an update around what happens today.
So the 4 I spoke to all said that they have not been paid, and they were never told when they would be paid. And the only thing that was said in regards to payment was that they will get compensated once they come onto the surface. However, no one is allowed to come onto the surface, so that means they have not made any income. And of course, the gold they've been digging, they have no idea where it's been taken to and who has taken it onto the surface. So today we're expecting, the official rescue operations by the expert to surface, but also we'll get an update from the spokesperson of the police here in Northwest in terms of what will be happening to those 14 illegal miners who were arrested yesterday.